I guess it's always when I record at the lowest percent of my phone, and it always seems to be in red, and that's a dangerous level. I know the way that I could probably pick it up like a, oh, I guess that too. But I was thinking of more of a, oh, a rhyme with a level. I know shovel, and I know a lot of thing about devil, and I know a thing about God, or the thing about metal, or the thing about sound, or the thing about settled dirt up under the ground in which we all been raised from. Unsettled, like it's barely even a kettle, it's barely whistling either, and I'm pretty sure that most people think that all I really want to do is go in metal, maybe dribble drabble with the words that I would dabble in, and I had to go ahead and make it anesthesiac, maybe anesthesiatic, again, maybe even had to get a gun. I know the way that I could go ahead and run a sentence along, and to the point that it was a pun. Maybe it was just a pun. I know the thing it wasn't on the fucking list like me. I know it wasn't wrong. Fucking NF, Lil Wayne, Khan, Free Chance the Rapper. I'm pretty sure a lot more too. Sun Real, and who else? Jake Harlow. I guess they don't know all my songs. Who the fuck else could even take credit for that? And its consistency to synchronicity throughout 16 years of bullshit or joy or whatever emotion that the world seems to be spun upon. Like a ball is on a hand and not Kobe, not the one. But if you Obi, then I guess you gotta go ahead and gun. Said that again in the same sentence. I guess that wasn't very good of my effortless etiquette. Mostly time impediment, predicament I meant inside of the sediment in which it was laid and then layered until the point that it was hard as shit to get through, even with a pickaxe and a letterman, maybe even a letter then could go ahead and make sure that the spaces in between were a little more inherent when the condition inside the brain is instantaneous and the thoughts that go through the reactive chords of your vocal tonage is actually a little insensitive. It has a time differential, I could say. You could go ahead and tell me that this isn't, and that's what I'm trying to fucking fillet. I'm trying to cut it from the head and then down to the tail and then put it right on the plate. Stupid, because I've always been rapping since I was 6 years old, since the beginning to date, 5/28/93, and this is the beginning of, wait, don't ever go ahead and conservate. I have to imitate what? Nothing, actually, because I have to sit here at this table twiddling my thumbs like, man, what else do I gotta ape? What else do I gotta go ahead and what else do I gotta go and ape? Like, I'll sit here debating, constantly innovative, verbatim, maintaining a rhetoric which was created through pages that were sound broken and then pressed with the gauges. The pressure actually built up to the point that it was set for these ages, and I hope that they understand that I'm not really set for your wages. I'm not even really here to go get anything other than the process in which my thoughts can handle dots in these spaces. Like, it's an interface of singularities in between the loops of free whatever the hell you want to call it. That's a science, not a clarity. That's not a clairvoyant or a religious kind of spiritual thing, and that's just more of a factual observance into what I have seen in this life, and that's not a parody. But basically, it's just like, okay, now we gotta sit here and wait like the rest of everybody else who fucking ever lived or will die on this planet till the day that we do or we don't anymore. And that's something not clear to me. I guess I've seen thousands of years, literally in history, read about it, and then they act like only the last 200 is apparently actually worth the conservative or democratic notive, whatever other country, however their political views note it. I don't understand the terminology. We're all humans and we're all on the same fucking boat. It's just another street corner which another artist who can never go brag about songs that he's made millions off of because he doesn't want to gloat it. He'd rather not even have anybody hear it. The only reason he's near train tracks, and this is a new town, so I couldn't quite find out where those were. So I know that I'm near it. The cornfield in which I know that the ears is just a little perked and maybe getting a little bit earist. Wordologist? Yeah, I'll make up words until the point I'm a seerist. I work for appliances. I straight go until my phone dies, and that's usually what time it is. I don't know how long it's been since I've made any kind of recording before I had to take a thought and put it into a burger so I could steam, put cheese on it, maybe a little bit of lettuce. Eminem took my yacht. He owes me one, millions of dollars. I guess it's just the way that a napkin was something that token couldn't even really bring caption. I know that he used my word because I know that I told him, they say that I'm fucking stupid, but the bitch I'm fucking is super smart. I'm laughing at him. And then he took my line, and I swear to God, 2 years later, it's fucking fantastic. I know the way that the dramatics are probably built up, and I'm pretty sure I could acrobatically, multiplicatively have to go ahead and make sure that it's steadily ripping up melodies with or without a mic. Not hypothetically, periodically maybe, but that's what they keep on telling me. So I guess I am walking the streets heavenly. Maybe not touching the dirt, but definitely not raising to the clouds, because I've cut the wings off the moment they gave them to me. The moment they say, okay, you're down, you're in your grave, and now you got to go back up. It's like, who the hell thinks you can tell me what to do? This is my day to deed. This is my day to death. Stupid, because I decided I'd rather go record and get some things off of my chest without even a beat, because I don't have anything to play a beat because my headphones are lost and my fucking speakers are jacked. They're fucking so plugged in, wired up, part art, part track. That's a half of a cockney. That's a left turn or a right jet. Maybe that's a sprint. That's something that a word could do, and I'll run it along. Like I told you, I'm a foreverist. I meant that when I said that I do. Any kind of a until I run out of things to say anymore, and it seems that I'll run out of those like I ran out of shoes. Swear to God, most people don't actually expect or even anticipate that we won't actually agree or participate in views the way that we could probably go ahead and maybe even have a see, I'm breaking your metal, pushing your pedal, gassing you up like you was just a rental. You hook, line, sunk your teeth in, check the dental. Y'all must think I'm really off my rocker, like fully instrumental, fully going mental. I know that my dad decided to go ahead and commit suicide, but it wasn't really meant to. I swear to God that if I had to make sure that no other tear would come from my mother's eye, I would really get it into. I would make sure that my granny didn't have no fucking stage 3 cancer diagnosis, and I'd make sure my uncle understood that we really in some fear too. We really don't understand exactly how the hell we gonna make sure that every day we wake up and go into that bathroom that we actually don't fight whoever's in the mirror too. Swear to God, if I was a scissor hand, I would be Edward with my scissors glued. I wouldn't try to do nothing other than sit there and make sure that my fish are blue, maybe red. I know that Dr. Seuss once said, stupid, would you actually understand the things that would come out of most normal people's heads? I was told to talk out loud. It actually communicates the effortless jogging in which we have to go ahead and just jog it around in anybody's noggin. So mentally exhausting, straight got me dozing off like, holy shit, I just ran a couple blocks and maybe I should go ahead and make sure that the toxins are a little bit more oxygenated when they hit my lips, igniting. That's a tough one. That's a really kind of bum me out. Stupid when I walk streets without really even knowing where to go next, because it's like, run me out. I'm sick of having words to say, like I got a tongue that doesn't want to do nothing but make a reckless abandonment. I swear that it's fucking not fun when I have to get into a stupid, idiotic when talking. I know the thing about any idiotic when talking. I swear to God, I put a beat to any of these, it's like my mind started walking, started waltzing, started watching the way that I had to go ahead and just weave up the wording like it was a parchment, like I had to go ahead and make sure every letter was reanimated so it jump off the darkness, leave nothing but a blank slate again for me to go ahead and spill out the garbage. Like, I'm not even sure if there was anything but artists who were going to pick every year another set of some targets, like duck, duck, gray goose, and now we go ahead and run into gardens. Let me go ahead and make sure that garden, let me ask, are you here now? Probably, and if not, then I guess I'll call him. Maybe even get a dial phone back and a return message saying, I'm pretty sure that you stalling. 28, let's go ahead and make sure that the very weight of the varied weight in which the regiment was carried slate, I guess the slabs of concrete or anything you want to actually say is pretty heavy, like stone, malachite, maybe even a little bit of Abraham. I know the thing about anybody really want to ask what the hell we want to go ahead and do with our lives. The moment that you get asked that the first time, you give the real answer. And then after that, you start to realize that you realize. It means you see in a way that perception has actually been transformed into something you can transformed into something with bigger ties. And they say nothing's changed. Well, what's it changed into? I guess nothing's time has actually ended. I swear to God, you write in pink or ink, I guess there's no forgiveness, because the way that it won't smear, or maybe it does, depending on the gel or the resist, the piece de resistance. Another thing about anything I want to go ahead and do with a stanza in a sentence is probably going to have them pissed off. Swear to God, I've been rapping since 6 years old. You can't really even tick off a time bomb before the timer's out. So click off. That's like an Adam Sandler reference. You should probably tell them that I am no. That's an Adam Sandler reference. I swear to God that cadence is probably so damn too sensing. No, that's probably not going to make too much sense then. Stupid when I handle the word until the word is even run into its own self like that and that I should probably be offended. I know the thing about everybody really have a trend. It's just another bend in which I know that everybody says that once you go to the pen and paper, that's like needle to skin, ink to pen, that to a piece of paper. And that's what a friend told me. He said that once it got to you and you start writing, you won't ever want to stop once you begin. It's like, dude, I know I've been doing this until I heard this instrumental, and then I swear to God, my ear peaked up like a field of corn wood. Oh, that's amazing. Know the thing about amazing. Stupid when I get to even chasing anything that I related. And if you want to go ahead and tell them that it is a illustrator illustrating a couple of illa ideas, and that's in a little alliteration. I know the thing about any type of a concept, a conceptualization of a theorized practice in which we're all living in a daze. And I guess that I'm just kind of going through the same thing you did back until you were the same age. And I guess that if you take that all the way back, that's a little bit of days since. Can you remember every one of those? I've been caging every single one that I could capture and put into a cage. Then you know what I mean, like safety deposit box. That memory's locked. That's gonna be dropped, and then I'm gonna have the key to it, and I'm gonna swallow that motherfucker and never get rid of it. I swear to God, I won't even shit it out. You know why? Because I can't give a shit at it. And there's another thing about the sentences in the literature's ligaments. I can't even begin in it. Better than no one. Everybody really want to know what I'm going to do the moment that everybody really want to know what I'm going to do the moment that they ask, what do you really want to go ahead and spend your last time? Your minutes, you're ticking. They're fast. They keep going to the point that they're living in glass. They're ready for their houses to fall down, just splintered in ash, maybe burned. And that's how some trees grow, like a jack pine. Maybe it's not that. It's something you learn along the way and pick up, and then you try to relate it and give out an opinion for it fast, because otherwise that'll get swallowed up, eaten, and spit out like it was meant for a gas lighting. I know the way that the horizon probably sits upon at the angle that it needs to be, latitude, longitude, precise. It's just a little bit of innovative verbatim with a rhetoric that's enticing. Maybe not that tantalizing. Moment I sat down to write on it, I was like, I should probably just go ahead and take this stupid idea and make sure that it's writing something like art, but spelled with a W before it, and then I'm iting, then I'm, holy shit, what was that? I just took a sentence with letters in it, and I didn't even write it. Moment that I decided, like, I understand, Lil Wayne. I know you told me tip your hat to the Raz, because I'm probably more than a protege. I'm your mentor. I signed it. Lil Wayne, Birdman. I'm a myth, not mythic, though, because you know that I'm still somewhere you can find. It's just crazy how I'm the living ghostwriter still. And no one's killed me off, and that's funny, because that's fine then. I'll stack up every bit of knowledge that I have that's actually claimed and can pick out why the fuck all these artists just keep dropping everything around my dad's death. Maybe they want me too. I know I almost blew up twice last year, and that was fucking fantastic. The way that I rapped it, maybe even put it inside a gift basket, have it like a vivid picture with a canvas that I took a brush and I just, what is his name, Bob Rossed it? Just swassed it. Maybe even had to go ahead and make sure that I didn't have much battery left, and that's always so tragic. Fucking forever is 14 and 8 seconds. I still only have 15 seconds. Maybe that's a little more than average. I know the thing about it is I can do whatever it is that I need to go ahead and manage to make an availability. Acappella, really what a stellar molecular fella like me have to do for his sincerity. I swear to God, it's better than anything, because it's actually a way to mediate most kinds of... And these glasses still don't fucking help, because I'm blind as whatever, a bat in the middle of the night in a city that I usually don't see me. Most people could sit on the sidelines and actually watch like spectators shooting and hollering. Like, believe me,